welcome to Retake. I'm Lisa Dwan here with Parker Mackay. It's pronounced Mackay. I want to say to everyone who's watching, because this is actually a sensitive spot for him and he's been popping off about it behind the scenes. Can we give it a spotlight here? It's pronounced Mackay.
It's Mackay. Learn the last name. Okay. It's not hard.
It's not McLow, it's like Mackay.
Every single time in homeroom, you just have the teacher just be like, Mackay.
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, this whole class is gonna feel my wrath.
Well, we have Parker Mackay here, and we're gonna be talking about Rainbow Six Siege, of course. I want to know, how has your week been? I feel like you've been really busy, especially this week.
Yeah, things are wrapping up for this stage/phase. I tend to use these terms interchangeably. We've got the 3 teams that we know are going to be going to the North American major. We've got the quals coming up. We've already locked in a couple of those teams. On Friday, we got to see Mirage win the Canada division this phase, so congratulations to them.
That's right, that's right.
So super pumped. Flynn, our very own Flynn, who's been on a wide variety of Canadian national-esque broadcasts. He's gonna be playing for the glory.
You know what, is Flynn setting kind of a precedent for caster? Or I guess he was player before, but caster turned player. Are you gonna step into the pro seat at any time?
Absolutely not, never. I'm garbage, so that's fine.
That's gonna be the quote of this episode. Parker Mackay, I'm garbage. All right, let's cover what's on this episode. He's so upset.
I hate all of that. All right, well, we got some good things lined up for you. First things first, we're going to start off with an interview with Oxygen Esports' Laxing, one of the most enigmatic players in all of North America, I would say. As usual, we're going to look at the hottest plays of the week, and then, in light of G2 announcing that they have re-signed their roster till 2022, that's quite a long period of time.
That is a very long time. In esports time, too?
In esports time, that is eternity. But in terms of esports time, they also spent a lot of time at the top. So we're going to look at their legacy through the years in stats. We'll crunch the numbers as to how good they were.
That's right. Now, G2, though, aren't the only ones making a comeback, because we saw Echo back in play. Some people might love it, some people might hate it. However, we got to talk about what kind of impact, he has on the meta. So let's take a look in this explained.
And there's one spotted inside. Surely he will. Oh, he's
do all the rest of the work. Here's the shot through the barricade.
He needs to land a single bullet, and he must know that at this point to get to a close on.
After being introduced at the end of Year 1, Echo became a staple of defensive setups. The MP5 SD with an ACOG is a solid primary, and his Supernova shotgun can be fun to play with too. Meanwhile, his secondaries pack quite the punch. The P229 pistol is pretty good, but it's the Bearing 9 machine pistol, the SMG sidearm, that really stands out. Guns aside, the most important gear at Echo's disposal are his yokai drones. The yokai drone can zoom around the map, disorienting attackers and denying diffuser plants with its ultrasonic burst. It's also effectively an invisible camera that can watch the attackers, whatever they choose to do on the bomb site. After all, why do it yourself when robots do it better? See, Echo originally only had one yokai, but he wasn't really that strong, so the devs gave him a second one around the time of Operation Parabellum. Ubisoft made the decision at the time to try and prompt Echo players to take more risks while expanding the kit that he had at his disposal. But that's when issues started to arise around him, and Echo's impact on the meta grew, even when he wasn't being played at all. Since then, Echo has become one of the most banned operators in Rainbow Six Pro Play. He was banned 54% of the time in the previous season of Pro League. Mira is the only operator that was banned more, and she was banned at 57%, so pretty darn close. The pair were the most common bans in both pro and ranked play at one point. So what are the causes behind pros hating to play against an Echo so much? Well, Echo's ban rate is a product of the strength of his kit, and frankly, his yokai drones do an awful lot. They're invisible, they can see you, they can knock you out of that diffuser plant at the last second, they can impair your vision, and honestly, with the utility dump meta the way it is right now, with Jaeger's ADSs and Wamai's magnets and Maestro's evil eye cams and all of that spread around the bomb sites, a lot of teams just simply don't have the time to think about an invisible drone waiting above them to end their round without them knowing. With time ticking down and no utility, destroying a yokai drone can prove to be quite difficult actually, and can make a last-second plant an impossibility.
The yokai though, oh no, he's trying to plant the awkward position. Foxy's killed him, he can get back on it. Oh no, not like this! BDS is gonna win off a yokai cam!
Many teams simply don't want to have to deal with a single gadget that could end their chances of winning a round with its sonic blast, hence Echo's high ban rate. On release of Operation Steel Wave just a little while ago, Echo was quarantined due to a glitch, making his yokai drones nearly invincible. With the Japanese defender out of the picture, we saw operators like Wamai, Goyo, Clash, and Valkyrie have more frequent bans. But when he returned from quarantine, Echo got hit with the ban hammer by a whole slew of teams once again. With reports that the yokai bug hasn't necessarily been squashed yet, it may be time to put Echo on quarantine to make some tweaks to his gadget. That could mix the meta up again while giving Ubisoft time to work out the kinks. One of the things that makes Siege so great is the variety of operators and strategies you can choose to take the win. Cultivating a diverse meta through careful adjustments is great for the pro scene and good for the game as a whole. For now though, we'll have to wait and see if Echo will return to the spotlight soon, or if he'll vanish from play a little while longer.
And there's one spotted inside.
Surely he will. Oh, he got
Do all the rest of the work. Here's the shot through the barricade.
Only needs to land a single bullet, and he must know that at this point to get to a quick on engagement.
Interesting. So I'm curious do you enjoy Echo being back now in, pro play?
I enjoy Echo as an operator, but his removal from competitive play for a couple weeks brought a ton of diversity to what the defenders were banning. I really liked seeing different ops get banned. And I think what it did more than anything was just, it underscores that Echo is A, way too strong, and B, the defense's meta gets really stuck in a rut when one or two operators end up dominating. And that's where Mira and Echo kind of are. So I beg you, please nerf Echo. I beg, so that we can have some diversity back. Because it was cool, you got to see Valkyrie bans, that's common. But then Kaid was getting banned, Wamai was getting banned. It opens up flexibility for smoke bans if people want to go through with it. We can see Maestro bans as well. Pulse, maybe even Vigil. Clash is starting to get banned now too.
Yeah.
If you nerf Echo, please, if you nerf Echo, I think that we're gonna see a healthier meta overall and a lot more excitement when it comes to the bans and how the defense play around it.
Interesting. I think that's a really good point. I see a lot of people, on Reddit, on social media, saying the same thing. They just want variety, diversity. But I'm curious whether Laxing from Oxygen Esports would agree with you. So let's call him up and ask him some questions. Hey Laxing, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Lisa. I mean, it's been like 7 years
I
since
know.
you've asked me to come on anything.
I know, but we love hearing from you, and a lot of things have been happening. So I want to say, first off, congrats to you and the team for being the first team to qualify, of course, for the major.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Looking back in the season, how has the path to qualifying for the major been?
It's been a lot of grinding and just a lot of practice. I mean, we haven't been a team, I don't even think for like a total of even like 5 months. So it's just been a lot of, finding, what works, who plays what better, whose positioning would be fit, in terms of roles and all that. So it's definitely been a process. And I think, right now we're definitely getting more and more into that groove as, our showing throughout Pro League so far has been. So now it's just a matter of still improving, but also keeping the consistency in order to, place high and, play above all the other top teams that we're currently beating.
If we look at you individually, and I think you spoke out about this on social as well, in terms of stats, I believe your costs, you're actually leading in the US division. So you're like the top in terms of cost. Does that mentality that you were just talking about, is that like something that you believe in 100% and that's what's keeping you?
Yeah,
so
oh yeah. I definitely, I've been competing for 5 years, and I think CGG can even back it up, like all the way back to whenever that I've been, I feel, and this, this totally biased, like, answer, but I feel like I'm one of the most consistent players in all of the league as a whole, and that just comes from just the mentality that I have. That also just comes with life experience as well, the stuff that I've gone through, and just understanding, the only way that you're going to improve as an individual is what you put in, and then you're only going to get what you're putting in is what's going to be getting put out. So, I mean, I really tried to dig deep, even if it might not seem like, and everyone has their own practice regimes and how they do things and how, you know, things get done. But what I'm doing currently, I mean, it seems to be working. You know, I don't have any complaints. Obviously, I always feel that I could be better. I always know that there are people that, you know, are bigger, better, whatever. And that's not even just in games, that's just in life. But like, I just always want to be consistent and improve and just be better as a whole and just create as much success as possible for myself.
I think you and, you know, a lot of the members on Oxygen have been really good at building a brand for yourselves. And now that you're all living in the same team house, I can only imagine what goes on in that house. So, you know, before when you were on Rec, you told me even too that you didn't live with them, these guys, but now you're in the team house with them. So what has changed and what has it been like living with these other team members?
Nothing has really changed from kind of how it was even with the old teammates. The only thing that's changed, I would say, is just the dynamics and fundamentals of like how the team is playing versus how the old teams have played. So, I mean, yeah, nothing really has changed. I mean, the only difference just from mine is that now I'm actually living here. Me personally, like, I like team houses. I think they're great. But as someone that likes their own personal space, I definitely, in some sense, would like my own apartment. And I probably at some point will get my own apartment just because, like I said, I am someone who likes my own space. But I do feel actually playing with your teammates and being around each other just fundamentally builds a really good camaraderie and builds good chemistry as a whole, so that, like, you know, it goes into showing of performance as a whole. So I definitely, you know, there's a plus to having a team house for sure. But in terms of just everything and how it's changed versus then and now, not much has changed, just me moving here.
It's been a while since you won something, so I wish you and of course the team the best of luck. Let this be the one. You guys kill it, all right?
Yeah, you're telling me. All right, thank you, Lisa, I appreciate it.
See ya. It was another highlight reel week for this edition of the Six Pack. Dark Zero's Hyper has quickly become one of North America's best fraggers. Pushed to match and series point against Space Station Gaming, Dark Zero needed a miracle. Last alive in a 1v4, Hyper let SSG know that they weren't done yet.
And it's all Hyper swinging in. He'll find one. Oh, two. Hyper from inside a cocktail managed to punish the members of SSG. But now he's got an even tougher job on his shoulders. Find the remaining two, and you're going to be vulnerable, trying to head in through bathroom. There he is. Lots of damage done to the Goyo. His position given away. You need man of the hour himself, Canadian, with a nitro cell in hand. 15 seconds left. Hyper's going to try to play the objective. They're going to give a call. Canadian gets running on in, waiting for it. There goes the C4. And it misses. Oh my goodness, Hyper up on top. And now he just needs to watch the doorway. Canadian's not going to see this from down below. He sprays out. They both take so much damage. This is a nail biter right down to the final moments. Air jab is being missed just for now, but no, Hyper's revenge. What a massive round from Hyper. And he's fired up.
Finland's produced some of the top Nordic talents in EU, and Uno is no exception. Pinned down by 3 members of Chaos, Uno started picking off the snakes one by one.
Chaos players sporadically by themselves.
Not really sure. I also would like to point out the MP5 actually being used as he spots the gun to go by, but Uno not choosing to go for that gunfight there. 90 seconds left on the clock, but I feel this might be ending a bit sooner as Chaos is looking to be ready to actually go for the execute right here. Uno gets another kill onto Crying, goes aggressive onto that window, spots another one, but it's not going to be going for the gunfight yet as he just tries to bait him out, bait out that Capital Shatter into a bit more aggressive. Now on his drone, there's going to be another tree. Uno will be getting there to go for the quad kill right here. He needs to go up to the and he gets that as well. That's a quad to come in. It's only left to Vito now, who's trying to hunt the man down, but he might be enabling him here to go for that ace. No, he's going to get shut down.
Number 2 is the newest member of FOB Gaming, but he's already making big waves. Up against Nora Rengo, number 2 made the M590 shotgun work for him with his stellar ace.
We've got this rotate that's been opened up in the supply wall. It's actually going to be closed off now. That could trap number 2 as he hasn't moved back in, but as I say that, he gets that shot onto Yoshingo. But I was going to comment about how they haven't got rid of the mute jammer, they haven't got rid of the ADS, and they haven't got rid of the shield yet. There's going to be the nade to come in, so the shield does go down, but you've got 1 minute remaining. Usually you would expect something like that to be done by now, and there's the diffuser just right at number 2's feet.
There you go, Typhon goes down. Good job from Soulboy, but still, number 2 has the diffuser in elbow. It looks like Norengo can't get this ground back. They have no choice but to try. He finds his 4th. Can he ace here in Blue Blanca? This looks like it could be one of the best players I've seen so far. Number 2 with the ace.
Cyclops had a solid Phase 1 in the APAC League, but are starting to slip in Phase 2. Facing down 4 members of Giants Gaming, Gatorada pulls off this amazing clutch to tie things up late on Clubhouse.
Black Ray running around downstairs. Hysterix finds that one. Look at this aggressive peek. 2 people coming up main stairs. Gatorada's just going for it in a 2 versus 4, but he gets spotted on the drone. Now pushing back down, he has the kit, but hello, Montaigne, he says. And he runs away, trying to dodge this in such a precarious position. Surely he gets punished. It's just him and Anderson, but 15 seconds. Giants are going to go into overdrive here and take this away from them. The Montaigne once again pushing up. Gatorada, the last man standing. He takes 1 down, 3 players to find once again in a 1 versus 3, but the diffuser not going to go down. They have to find him. They don't have time. He denies the plans. What a clutch from Gatorada.
Pala is an absolute beast in the LATAM scene. He's already snagged 1 ace so far this season. Up against Furia on Theme Park, Pala added another one to the collection.
Now it is firmly wedged down to the floor, and they are at big MPH now as Pala comes in with the opening kill onto Miracle.
This is going to be a rough ride. Pala poising himself, getting ready as he'll pull the Nitro out and wait for an opportunity to try and make this round explosive. Instead, he could be Selfie, and he could be Sublime with a blaze. Pala peeking from the rear as he'll gun them both down, leaving them in the eternal slumber. That is a beauty of a play, and it doesn't stop there either. The rest of the Furia boys are all being gunned down.
He's very mobile, he can move himself around, and he might just have the opportunity for the ace. It will be the second that we've seen come in from Pala. The man is round the corner. Is he going to get him? Yes! Big kill for Pala there. Second ace in the season. He is on an absolute tear right now.
TSM's Merc deserves all the good vibes lately. So how's this for some feel-good Siege content? TSM versus Dark Zero. Only one can lock in their major spot. Looking for the go-ahead round, Merc snuck into the kitchen and started cooking.
The Pulse either inside of security or before. The Pulse got in fully into Blue Bar, and that really opened things up. And then the control from Mudroom was also absolutely huge. Merc is just in sight, and 2 are down, looking for a 3rd. He'll grab it. Diffuser going off by Geo. This is perfect from TSM. Merc with a 4th. He's redeeming himself. He knows it's him versus Hyper in the 1v1. This is going to be crazy, and there it is! Give him the ace! Merc! He comes alive when you need him. How's that for a redemption story? TSM takes the round.
Gotta love that big grin from Achieved there. There you have it. Those were the spiciest plays from the week.
We're coming up on the 2nd anniversary of G2 Esports entering the Rainbow Six scene. The pickup was a blockbuster move in Siege Esports when G2 snagged the likes of Fabian, Pengu, Kanto, Jonas, and Goga from Penta. The Euro Mix squad was hands down the best in the world, with the most LAN wins of any team at the time, including the coveted 6 Invitational World Championship title. The team has stayed hot over the past few years, not always on top of the world, but surely never to be underestimated. Despite a slide in the team's overall performance, G2 locked their entire Rainbow Six squad down for the remainder of 2022. It's little debate that what the early Penta squad and G2 had going on was nothing short of a dynasty. But just how dominant was G2, stats-wise, since 2018? Let's take a look into the Samurai's stats. While Penta lost on LAN twice in 2018, the same squad under G2 wouldn't lose once offline for the rest of the year. The Europeans earned a 24-4 map record across 4 events as G2 Esports, going 12-0 in the series they won. In fact, it wasn't until the 6 major in Raleigh that the team under G2 lost on LAN, breaking a 21 series win streak across 5 tourneys. However, G2 still holds an impressive 53-19 offline map record and a 24-6 LAN overall series count. Shifting gears to the online scene, let's look at how G2 performed in Pro League over their 4 seasons. The team has an overall positive Pro League record of 31 wins, 11 draws, and 14 losses, stretching from Season 8 to Season 11. G2's peak was actually in Season 8, where they ended up with 11 wins, 2 draws, and only a single loss. While G2 never hit double-digit wins again in Pro League, they also never finished lower than 3rd, even in Season 9, when they only had 5 wins, but 6 draws to their name. Along the way, the Titans of Europe have made a cool $1.3 million with G2. Just under $1.25 million of that is from LAN events, with a whopping $800,000 coming from their win at the Six Invitational in 2019. The R6 team prizes add up to just over 18% of G2's total earnings across all games, according to esportsearnings.com. DreamHack Montreal 2019 was the only LAN event that G2 didn't make money at. They bombed out in groups for the first time ever. Despite a storied history in CG Sports, today's G2 is a much different look from the one signed nearly 2 years ago. Jonas, Goga, and Fabian are all long gone. The new veteran core now consists of Pengu, Kanto, and Uno, who joined the team last May. The newest faces to the G2 squad are Virtue from Fnatic, imported all the way from Australia, and Citizen, formerly from Na'Vi. Both debuted with the team in the second half of Pro League Season 11. Only time will tell if fresh blood and some old G2 magic can bring back the winning ways of the Samurai.
Do some Six posting and share some love on what the community has been making and doing. And so for our first post, we want to show this right here. Big ups to the marketing and design team at Ubisoft and of course Heavens, right? Like, let's take a look at the logos that they made for each national league. Wow. Like, I love the variety. It really showcases obviously like the country, but also it's like it's so clean. This is amazing.
Honestly, I struggled to pick
a favorite?
A favorite. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, having lived there for about 3 years, the Polish Nationals really has a nice place in my heart. It's got the,
it does stand out.
You know, it's got the colors of Poland. It's got the white and the red, obviously.
Yeah.
It's got the bird, the state bird at the top with the head. So that's really cool.
Are you honorary like a Polish national?
I was almost a temporary resident. Almost.
Oh my God, almost.
Almost. But then the paperwork got caught up somewhere.
If you were to get a logo for yourself made,
right?
What would it look like? I can see it. I see.
What do you
see?
What do you see?
So we have like the the six, and
right.
we have like a turtleneck just up
oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Next up, we're gonna be talking about a post that comes from Reddit user Grandpa_John.
Grandpa.
He says, just made my first render in studio, decided to make something from Rainbow Six. And to be honest, I didn't know this was a render. The first time I saw this, I think that's a huge compliment. The first time I saw this, I thought to myself, oh, cool, they assembled some Lego, but it's presumably the vault of Bank. That's what it seems to be.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, apologies, but it's got Alibi, her decoy, propped up, and then there appears to be a Maverick waiting, and well, there's some trickery.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna get caught here?
Yeah, which one's actually waiting?
Yeah.
Because Alibi's around the corner. We call that a rat corner in North America.
I feel like Maverick's in trouble.
Maverick is in some deep trouble.
Yeah. This is actually not made in studio. This is actually a screen grab from analysts, NA teams. This is what they use to actually
This is what
practice.
I watch when I play ranked. This is live footage of gold to plat level ranked.
All right. Let's be nice and let's not. It's gonna take a sad tone if we start talking about ranked. So that's it from us. Make sure to follow us on all our socials at WatchRetake. We love to hear from you guys, and we'll catch you in the next episode.